Okay, what's your full name?
The other day I was owning game-tard noobs on the internet. Yeah! I got those noob game-tards, yeah! Best in the world! After seeing how great I was, I decided to go onto Facebook to look for gaming and prospecting content.
Oh, what's this? What? Richest creek ever? Secrets revealed? Don't even need the test ban. The creek is loaded from one side to the other, all the way down.
Gadsy here, Buckshot Prospector. I hope you're well and I hope life is treating you well. I'm down on 9 Mile Creek and I've heard from this one guy that it's the richest creek that he's ever dug on. So we're going to test this out to see if it's true. Now he said that it's so rich that you don't even have to test pan. Isn't that amazing? Going by the looks of it, seems like there's been a few people here. Not like they've done that much damage really. It's pretty untouched really. I mean, yeah, well there's that, there's this, and there's that. On 9 Mile Creek there's only 2 areas that you can actually dig. The reason being is if you go above those areas where you can't dig, well that's the town's water supply. And you don't want to be disturbing any kind of water that might infect the entire town and give them gastro or God knows what. Whatever that rat disease that's going on at the moment. You don't want to do that. Now I'm going to do a few shovels and see how easy this creek is to dig. We've got heaps of big rocks here and I'm sure just putting your shovel in it's going to be so easy to dig up all the material out of the creek. You see, this is a problem. We've got big rocks, a lot of big rocks, and not much material. Got 1 pan of material. Let's see what's in this. Now, soon as this creek is so rich, I'm expecting to find heaps of gold in this pan because it's the richest creek ever. This isn't even a test pan. You just need to start digging. You can dig anywhere and there's gold everywhere. Yeah, that's not right. My God, look! One speck! That doesn't seem right. It's supposed to be the richest creek ever. Maybe I'll go check how this guy does it.
One debt to society later.
Right, so obviously you don't even have to use a pan, you just use a sluice. Now that guy was using a 1088, but I've got this Geo sluice. Yeah, we'll see how we go with this. I'll look at the correct way of setting up a sluice from this guy. Now, from what I can tell, he set up his sluice flat in some kind of rapids with no real wall on either side. He just chuck it in flat. Right, so as flat as possible. It needs to be more submerged. Completely submerged under the water. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah. Perfect. Now, I've set it up pretty close to how it should be done, apparently, on this creek. I could make it more flatter and I could submerge it a bit more, but I'm just following what the #1 prospector in Victoria does. Now, going by the video that I just watched, what I need to do is just shovel unclassified material into that flat sluice there, and I should be good. So I'll do that for a bit. Pretty easy digging. So easy. Yep, shovel it in like this. Yep. No need to classify, shovel it in. Why would you need to classify this clay? Yeah. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's weird. Why is it doing that? I set it up correctly. It should be just running fine. Let me just go and look at another video and see if I'm doing things correctly. You wouldn't believe it, but the #1 prospector in Victoria, to clear out his sluice, uses a rake, a kiddie rake, and just pushes it down the flat sluice. So we'll try and do that. And apparently he doubled his gold take just using this rake. Yeah, going down smooth like butter. Yep, anytime now. Anytime. Come on. Yep, we'll get some water flowing over it. Maybe that'll help. Look at the gravel shifting. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get so much gold doing this. Look how fast those gravels are shifting. Maybe that's why he uses a rake, to actually move the material instead of letting the river do it for him. I'm just gonna move the boulder because it's gravels are just flying off the sluice. Perfect flow. I'll do this reiki technique for a while, and then we'll clear it out and see how much rich gold we get from this one spot. Yeah. I won't load it up too much this time. Get that perfect flow happening with this clay material. Oh, look at that. Smooth. Easy to dig. so efficient, this thing now. It's taken a really long time for this sluice to clear out, even with the rake. I don't get it. I think what I'll do is I'll clear this out, and I'm sure I'm going to find heaps of gold in this. But first of all, I'll rake it out. That seems to be the clearest I can get it. Now, as soon as I use the Wonder Rake, I'm sure I'm going to have so much gold in that, because apparently that thing doubles your gold take. Wow. Wow. I'm definitely going to find heaps of gold with that sluice. Oh well, I better get back to detecting. What's that sound? What is that sound? Oh my God, a yowie! No! No! Yowie!
Fatality.
Oh, I'm getting too old for these fatalities. I need to go and have a rest. Yeah, I'll just get my iced coffee. So many fatalities. I've lost count how many fatalities I've been through. But I just need to sit down for a while and catch my breath from all these fatalities. Here's a log, I'll just sit down on here for a bit. Oh, yeah. God, these fatalities are tiring. Oh well, I'll have my beautiful iced coffee. That doesn't taste right at all. Oh no!
Fatality.
I'll just get my bucket and we'll clear this thing out. Now when you're lifting a sluice that's absolutely packed full of gold like this, what you want to do is lift it flat. Kind of how you set it up in the creek. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any gold yet. Doesn't mean it's not in there. All right, I'm gonna sit this on the side. Pretty easy to clear out, but see. All the riffles are just chock full of gold. Oh, I hope none of it spills out into the creek, all that gold. Yeah, it's clear of all that gold. We'll just take out that one speck that I found before, just so we can get real results. Let's see the richness. This pan is pretty damn heavy. I'm sure it's going to be my retirement pan. I can feel it right now. Bonanza City, here we come. Look at all the sand. Oh yeah. Oh man. This is let me just check that again. It just must be a mistake. This is supposed to be the richest creek ever. Oh, hold on. One singular speck. You know, I'm starting to think that that post might have been just full of shit. It's weird. I did not find lots of gold in that sluice, even though I follow those techniques down to a T. But there is another thing that I could do that might help me find gold. No, I'm not going to do that. First of all, when you come to a creek, especially this creek, test panning is key. You can't just start digging. That's just not how it works. It's bad advice for beginners. Just start digging. You don't even have to test pan. Every pan is a test pan. It's simple as that. So why wouldn't you? I forgot to mention as well, with the sluice, if you're using Dream Mat and you're using a rake, the chances of you blowing out gold by just using a rake is a really bad idea, because you're disturbing the fluid dynamics of the matting. So on a 1088, they generally will use Dream Mat. Just classify your material. If you've got big rocks in your sluice and they're not rolling, they're also creating microcurrents that can blow out your gold. Another thing that was said, you have to dig down, move boulders. This kind of creek is very, very difficult to dig. Why? Because you have rocks like this and they compress into the creek on angles. So when you try and put your shovel down, you get a lot of big rocks, and you can remove some of them, but yeah, it's not an easy creek to dig. Unlike, say, Reedy Creek, where it's pretty easy to dig. You're not going to have this kind of type of gravel deposits like this, like boulder deposits. Future past gadget here. I forgot to mention that because of how those boulders and big rocks are, the gold will go like this around those boulders and up and down. It's not a layer. You might get it on the bedrock, but the bedrock is very, very deep. Another contributing factor to why this creek isn't as rich as it's claimed. Not to say this creek was good at one point, but when it's over promoted and when it's such a small section of area that you can actually dig, you don't really have that much space for everyone to dig around. When we first came here, this creek was about 1 meter to 2 meters thinner. So that gives you an idea how much has been dug out from the banks. It's really sad to see this happen to this creek, because it was such a beautiful little spot. Now when you're going out on the creek, the essential thing to do is test panning. It's where you actually find where deposits are. Now, to say that you don't have to test pan and gold's from one side of the creek to the other, that's a fallacy. It's just hyping something up that's just not real. One speck. So what I'm going to do is I'll test pan every couple of foot. We've got gravels up here, it goes deep and then it comes back up again. So going by the #1 prospector in Victoria, you just have to dig down deep. Now that's a bit of a problem, because this area, the bedrock it can be from like a foot to a couple meters, and you're having to dig through that hard pack, big cobble and everything. So easier said than done. No doubt there's going to be heaps of gold in this. Nope, hold on. We've got 1, 2. Wow. Second test pan. Is this going to be any better? Oh my God. We have a flake. Wow. Richest creek ever. I'll give it back to the people. Now, some people are saying, oh, you're bringing attention to this area. Well, it's already had enough attention. Departments have already seen the damage that's been done here, and some of their roles have been changed just for the fact of what's going on here. One guy's been dredging around here, as you saw earlier on, up there. It's absolutely disgusting what's happened up there. He's almost dug into the track. We'll see if we can get some more gold from that one spot. If we can get 2 flakes in a row from that spot, deposit, baby, deposit. Tiny smidge of flood gold, like maybe 3. We'll try on the other side and see how we go there. I'm seriously not exaggerating trying to dig this. It is very, very difficult to dig. So, just, I'm saying it how it is. Some big beads of black sand. No gold though. We speak to a lot of people that have come down to this creek. Some of them are from Queensland, WA, from all over Australia, and they come here on the false premise that this creek is super rich. It used to be once upon a time, but it's not anymore. It's been just destroyed. And it's sad to see people being misled just on the factor of a person's revenue and reposting over and over and over again. It's killed this nice little area, and it's just disgusting. I needed to do this video because I'm sick of seeing that crap that's been put out for years now. And when people point it out, what happens? They get blocked, because that's an illusion, the echo chamber that a particular person wants to keep themselves in. Seeing the state of the creek like this, you can't hide it. You can't hide what has been done, and it's not cool. So this video is a bit of a piss take, so anyway. So what I think I'll do now is head back home, look at all the amazing gold that I got from this super rich creek, and yeah, so I'll see you back at home.
Oh. How can we let this happen? In a world where kid rakes are useless for a sluice, some kid rakes walk the creeks alone. She's left on the side of the creek, thin as a rake, because she was born a kid girl rake. She uses a hessian bag to keep her warm at night. Some child rakes are forced to fight in wars. Others use bark as a sluice. Abandoned by their owners because they're useless in a sluice, they are left on the side of the creek. For just $1 a day, you can change a kid rake's life forever, giving them the chance to sluice once again. Please make them happy. Help a kid rake today.
Oh, that poor little rake. Oh well. Well, clearly we didn't really get much gold. Like maybe, all up, maybe about 10 bits of fly poo and 1 flake, and that was it. And that's the reality of that creek. It's a beautiful creek to camp on. Like, if you want to go and camp there, go for it. But be aware that it's not as rich as a person makes it out to be. And yeah, I just needed to put this video out because I talked to too many people that have come in very, very disheartened and disappointed by being led to believe that it's actually super rich when it's not. So yeah, I should say thanks to all these people. All these people kindly left donations in the last video, and I say it every single week. I appreciate every single one of you for leaving those donations, and yeah, you help this channel grow and just help me be able to do these different things. And yeah, freaking amazing, and you're a massive blessing, and it keeps me humble. So thank you very much. And the blessing comes from Darren Doust. I don't know how to say your last name, mate, but bless the finger scoopy method for saving us time. The scooping method with the 2000 from last week. Yeah, so Darren, contact me on Facebook and you will get a way up tray. Same deal as last week. You just need to leave a blessing in the pinned comment in the comment section, and you could win this extremely limited edition, super rare, rarer than the teeth of hen's teeth tray. So yeah, so do that. And yeah, so I think that's about it for this week. So I hope you enjoyed this adventure, and I guess until next weekend, see ya!
You could win this car or all these crappy prizes on C'est la Fortune. And now your host, Seal.
Hi everybody, hi, and welcome to the internet's most popular game, Seal of Fortune, and I'm your host, Blake the Rake. In a week's time you get to see what fatality Gatsy meets, so why don't you leave your pinned comment in the comment section. Anyway, I've got to go and I don't know what I'll do. I'll just walk along the creek, okay? See you later, guys. Bye. Bye.